You ready to hit Diamond 1? Well, here's the deck list to get you there. The Cardinal King coming at you live from the King's Court once again. And we have reached Diamond Tier 1 on the final day of the season. I'm going to run you down quickly through the deck I used to achieve such a thing. And we are doing an update on the Gold Experience, which is my Eldlich deck. So without further ado, we'll get into it. We are running a 42 card deck. And we are maining 3 Maxis. Mandatory, right? We've got 2 Ash Blossoms and the Joyous Spring. Got 1 Dogmatic Ecclesia. Got 3 Eldlich the Golden Lords. We have 3 Lords of the Heavenly Prison. This card has been awesome, and we'll get into that once we do the whole rundown here. We're doing 3 Pots of Extravagance, doing an Elixir of Black Awakening, 2 Cursed Eldlands, 2 Called by the Graves, 1 Elixir of White Destiny, 1 Torrential Tribute, 3 Elixir of Scarlet Sanguine, 2 Dogmatic Punishments, 2 Ice Dragon's Prisons, 1 Solemn Judgment, 1 Golden Land Forever, 1 Imperial Order, 2 Rivalries of the Warlord, 3 Skill Drains, 2 Goes and Matches, 2 Huaqueros, and 1 Conch. For the extra deck, we have an Elder Entity Entas. We've got the Wind Pegasus Adignaster. We've got the Volcanosaurus. We've got the Gaia Dragon, the Thunder Charger. Got 2 Super Dreadnought Rail Cannons. Got 1 Sky Palace Gyrodali. We've got 1 C9 Chaos Dyson Sphere. We've got the Super Dreadnought. Got the Ravenous Tarantula. Got the Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Juggernaut. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Livy. We've got 1 AA Zeus. Got 1 Imduk. 1 Nightmare Phoenix. And 1 Vampire Sucker. So let's run down what everything in this deck does. The Max C, you know very well, that's a mandatory 3, and that's the Max C tax, right? 2 Ash Blossoms, because it's the best hand trap in the game. We've got 1 Dogmatic Ecclesia. This card's pretty clutch in that you can special summon her. She's not destroyed by monsters that are special summoned from the extra deck. So sometimes if you need to stall out, you just summon one of these bad boys and leave her on there. The added benefit to the Ecclesia is that she gives us one of the 2 Dogmatic Punishments from our deck. So she's a searcher for that. Eldlich the Golden Lord. I run these at 3 because a lot of people run the Called by the Grave, especially at these levels at 2. So they can, if you're only running 2, they can get rid of your 2 real easy. So we are running 3 Lords of the Heavenly Prison. This card is awesome, guys. So what you do is basically you show it to your opponent from your hand until the end of their turn, right? And when it's shown to them, when it's revealed, the set cards on the field can't be destroyed, which is an awesome effect in and of itself. And then if the card is revealed and you activate one of those set cards, you get to special summon the Lord of the Heavenly Prison, which is a 3000 attack beat stick, and you get to set 1 spell or trap directly from your deck, which I'm usually doing the Pot of Extravagance just for the +2. So we're running triple Pot of Extravagance. I like having that +2. We could run the other one, the one that lets you see and pick 1 card. But I'd rather the +2. I kind of know what's all in here. Rather just get the +2. Or it's actually a +1. The Elixir of Black Awakening, pretty standard. Same with the Gold Cursed Eldland. This card gives you massive card advantage if you use it right, but you have to pay that 800, right? Called by the Grave, insane card, very useful in the mirror match. You can use it to get rid of an Eldlich the Golden Lord, or if your opponent is hand trapping you, you can use it to negate the hand trap, right? Elixir of White Destiny, kind of the same deal as the Black Awakening. With the White Destiny, if they try to hand trap if they try to remove your Golden Lord from play, you can kind of use that as a cheeky way to get them out of a tough situation. Single Torrential Tribute. Haven't found it to be that useful, but I also don't want to not run it. Got the Elixir of Scarlet Sanguine, pretty standard. Golden Lord card. We've got the Dogmatic of Punishment. Awesome card, again, searchable with the Ecclesia. We're running 2 just so that the Ecclesia almost always has a target to give me another one. And we are tossing the Elder Entity Entas with that most of the time. Because when she gets sent to the graveyard, she gets to destroy an additional card. And if they have no additional card, then we throw out the Wind Pegasus Adignaster. So whenever this guy's sent to the graveyard and the opponent destroys a card on my side of the field, you can banish this card and target one card in your opponent controls, shuffle it into the deck. So great, non-destructive, shuffles back into the deck. Awesome tech. Yep. Then we're doing the Ice Dragon's Prison. Like I said in my old profile, this guy comes in clutch a lot of times, and he also comes in clutch during the mirror match, guys. You can wait for them to summon a Golden Lord, have another one in the graveyard, activate the Ice Dragon's Prison, and boom, 2 Golden Lords gone. Single Solemn Judgment, great card. Sometimes you want to play that with the Lord of the Heavenly Prison. I wish I had 2 more, honestly. The Golden Land Forever it's an Omni-Negate basically, but you have to tribute one of your zombie monsters. It's good at 1. The Imperial Order is great. You're basically taking out one of the, card types in the game. A lot of decks scoop when you get this card out. So it's very powerful to have out. 2 Rivalries, really great Floodgate. Skill Drain. Again, Floodgate, you guys know what it does. Very annoying when you're playing against it. Awesome when you're playing with it. 2 Gozen Matches. Again, another Floodgate. This guy's a little bit more relevant than the Rivalry of the Warlords, because a lot of decks run same types but not the same attributes. Right now in Master Duel, Soul Sword Tenny is kind of running wild, and the Gozen match does a lot to stop it, right? Because it's not all the same type. So Gozen match a lot more meta relevant right now than the Rivalry. We got 2 Huaqueros. I'm keeping this guy at 2 just because even when I'm grinding like super hard, I've never needed more than 2. And unfortunately, they took away 2 of our Conquistadors. This is one of the best cards in the deck, and they hit it rightfully so. Now on to the extra deck. As we've said before, the Elder Entity Entas is just kind of there to be tossed out by the Dogmatic of Punishment. Same with the Wind Pegasus Adignaster. It's just a target for the punishment. We have the Volcanosaurus, which is a level 5 Exceed. And that guy, we rarely get it out now. We were getting it out more consistently when we were running the Conch at 2 or 3. But yeah, that guy's just there so that we can Exceed with these guys in an emergency case if we need to, right? So typically we would summon this guy, do the effect, destroy one of your opponent's monsters, and it does damage equal to their attack, but this guy can't attack. And then we would Exceed into the Gaia the Dragon Thunder Charger, attack, and then we would Exceed that again during main phase 2 into a Divine Arsenal A Zeus. And since we kind of link climbed there, not link climbed, we Exceed climbed, that would end up with the Divine Arsenal having 4 materials, so we can use his effect twice, which is awesome. Hardly ever do it anymore though, just because the Conch being at 1 makes it really hard to get out. So that's unfortunate. We're running this little package with the Dreadnought Rails where we go into the Gustav Max, do the 2000 damage, and then we are going into the Super Dreadnought Rail to kind of finish the game. Get that OTK going. But yeah, that little package is these guys. This guy, the Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Dora, and the Lieber. So yeah, typical Eldlich, extra deck. Don't really use it much, but it's nice every couple of games when you do run into a situation where they only have 2,000, you can just get them like that. The Sky Palace is basically the same thing as the Gustav Max, just not as good. So you can destroy a card and inflict 1,000 damage. I don't think I've ever used this card before, to be 100% frank with you guys. I typically roll with the Super Dreadnought Rail. Same with the Dyson Sphere. This one's like a win more card. So if this card, I've maybe resolved this card 3 times in the whole time I've been using this deck, which has been since the game came out. So yeah, not the best. This card battles an opponent's monster. You can attach that monster to this card as a face-up XYZ material. Once per turn, you can inflict damage to your opponent for each XYZ material attached to this card. So it's another burn effect. And yeah, this last effect isn't as relevant because we don't have the Dyson Sphere. So then we have the Ravenous Tarantula, which is 2 level 10s, and all monsters you control gain attack and defense equal to the difference between your life points and your opponent's. In paper, a strong card, but not really. I've resolved this thing like maybe twice as an emergency when the opponent had like a 4,000 attack monster and they were still full of life points. So in those situations, it can be helpful. Usually though, if you're winning, you would go for the Super Dreadnought Cannon instead. The AA Zeus is kind of a big star of this deck. Easy to get out, easy to use, but even then, I haven't really resolved them too many times. You're usually getting rid of most of your extra deck with a Pot of Extravagance anyways, so these guys are kind of almost for show. They're fuel for the Pot of Extravagance. The Imduk, I've actually never summoned this card once since I've been playing this deck. The Nightmare Phoenix is alright, but again, since we're not running, as many Quaqueros as we are Conks, it's not as viable. The Vampire Sucker is actually really good. So it's 2 zombie monsters. And this card is fantastic with Zombie World now that I'm reading it. Wow. But yeah, you can target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon it to your opponent's field in defense mode, but it becomes a zombie. And if a zombie monster is special summoned from either graveyard, you can draw 1 card. So basically you summon a weakling from your opponent's graveyard, you draw a card, and then you get rid of it with the same card. Good tech, but not the best. Again, I almost never resolve any of the extra deck stuff in this deck. They're just kind of fuel for the Pot of Extravagance. And that has been the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to do all the goofy stuff that YouTubers ask you. Like, comment, subscribe. And once more, if you don't smash the subscribe button, I will smash you right in the face. Don't forget that. This has been the Cardinal King. Out.